we go. We'll see if I can get her in. Not liking the look of that sky, but do that. Grass should be dry enough. It's down by the water, and there was a bit of a mist today, and the sun hasn't come out, so. Get that done today, I'd be really, really happy. But I'm getting into that time of the year where it's like you're about the middle of September, so the weather can go any way. You know what I mean? And hoping I get paid today. I don't know if they're going to be home or not, so I could really use that right now. Yeah, so it's like this time of year is really hard for the weather to figure out, you know, how many days you're going to get, because it's either going to rain or it'll rain the night before, but it'll stay cloudy enough that nothing dries, and then either you're going to be raking for 2 hours or you know, whatever, right? So kind of warm in here. Holy smokes. That down a bit. My cousin. Yeah, so. Well, kind of good news is I'm since I got rid of that trailer past couple of days, I made enough money to finally start getting ahead a bit, you know, just on my expenses. Not enough to get me through the winter, but if I work up to the winter, I'm, you know, like, it'll be skin of my teeth. But if the work stopped today, right, the pay stopped today for the season, I'd be screwed well before spring. But if I can make it up to late November for work, which I don't know if I will or not, it's hard to say. I might be okay if I can just rake in another month's worth of income. It's going to be a tough winter no matter what I do, but I might be able to get through it relatively unscathed. It's going to be another winter of I can't do anything because, you know, no money, blah blah blah, right? But that's his new truck there. Got it, I think he got it in June. I'm just amazed it's still running because he's hard on his trucks. Yeah, between him and his dad, I'd say they probably owned about 50 to 80 trucks each. Like, yeah, that's his first brand new vehicle. But that's the thing with vehicles, right? So my dad offered to help me out with the truck there last night, and I get it because I'm borrowing his, and I know he doesn't like it. You know, like, well, it's annoying. You know, like, I understand I'm a burden on everybody right now. They got to come and pick me up. I got to borrow a vehicle. I hate doing it. You know, like, it puts my anxiety up because it's like, I know everybody's stuff is just as shitty as mine, and it's like, I really don't want to be on the hook for it, right? And I know that's what's going to end up happening if this goes on long enough. So I just need to get through the next month and a half. Then after that, it doesn't matter. I could, you know, like, I could sit out the winter, even if it's painful and a struggle. I could sit out the winter without a vehicle. You know what I mean? It's not like I haven't done it before. I've played this game many times, right? It always hits me at the same time. The vehicle always seems to break somewhere around midsummer, and then you're out of a vehicle the whole winter, right? Which really sucks. There's a truck towing a truck. Yeah. And it is a real pain in the ass, right? So I don't want to go any more in debt than I already am. Like, I'm trying to clean up my debts for the trailers, that's dealt with. So, You know, I don't have to worry about the trailer, right? Maybe I'll buy it off my buddy next year, whatever, if he still has it, you know. I'll just give him all the money all at once. And that's fine, but I was going to go for a bigger trailer from the get-go anyway. It's just that one was a great opportunity, and I know the trailer well. And I know it'll make a lot of money before, you know, by the time I go to get rid of it, right? And that kind of thing. But with that little trailer, well, the 5x10, it's not a little trailer, but it's, you know, like with the 4-foot high wall, like that trailer is so useful, especially when you're doing like if I'm going to get into the tree service stuff a bit, when you got branches are a pain in the ass, because it's a lot of bulk with like not a lot of mass, if that makes, you know what I mean? Like it's you can't get enough branches into a freaking trailer. You can dice them up as much as you want, but especially if it's like well, not like that. Don't like what's happening to my windshield. I'm not going to say it out loud because then it'll start. I'll see how far I get, but it's one of those things where I almost don't want to start the job if it's going to rain. So I jinxed myself. There we go. I might have just burnt gas for nothing. But that's also the other thing too that's hitting me hard, is because every time I borrow somebody's vehicle, I put gas in it, right? And probably more gas than I would normally burn even on my big V8. But I just don't want to borrow any money. Like, I understand the way my dad's looking at it. It's just like, this way you know, like, he won't say nothing, but you can tell, you know, it annoys him. You know, like if somebody calls, hey, oh, can you go and do this? Well, I can't. My son has this truck, you know, has the truck, right? So it's, you know, I understand that burden, you know what I mean? And it, you know, it makes me feel bad because I have to do it, right? But it's that or don't work, you know what I mean? And that, it's a catch-22. If I don't work, I can't pay my rent, you know what I mean? And bills and what have you, right? So it's like, what's the least, if you want to go with Buddha, what's the least amount of harm I'm going to do? Well, borrow the vehicle, keep people paid. I can't keep people happy when my vehicle's broke. It just can't be done. My buddy, same thing. He's like, all right, you got to get that vehicle fixed. Right, you got to get that vehicle. You know what I mean? And I understand their frustrations too. Like, they're not mad at me. They just, it's a pain in the ass on them as well, right? So I'm like, well, if they could just hold on another month and a half, and you know, then I won't be a burden on anybody for the winter, pretty much, right? You know, borrow the vehicle. I don't want to borrow this vehicle any more than once a week. This week, well, I guess technically you could say last week I had to borrow it twice, and on Sunday I had it a little longer. I don't like to have the vehicle for more than 3 hours, just because like 3 hours not bad. 6-8 hours, I just can't do it. You know what I mean? So I have to pass up work because of that. It's like I just can't borrow the vehicle that long. You know, like it's not that I won't be able to get it. I might get it 1 day, 2 days, but after about 3 weeks or 4 weeks of doing that, it's like, you know, like, get your vehicle fixed. You know what I mean? And I just don't want people hounding me. You know what I mean? It's like, they don't understand. I can explain it till I'm blue in the tooth, but until you're in my situation, you don't understand. It's like, just go get it fixed. Well, I don't have the money to get it fixed. Well, don't worry about that. Well, yeah, but the mechanic will. You know what I mean? You know, like, and if I spend the money that I've got right now for my buffer zone for the winter, I won't have a buffer zone for the winter, and then it'll be like, well, you can't just do nothing. You know what I mean? You know, like, people don't understand. It's not. I always like, well, I understand you want to take the winter off. No, there's no work in the winter. You know what I mean? It's not what I want to take off. There's no work in the winter, right? So it's like, I have to be able to stay out of people's hair and not annoy them for the winter. The only way you can do that is if I have that buffer zone of finances to pay my rents and whatever. Yeah, I can do without. Yeah, I'll bitch and whine about it, but I'll be fine, right? Whereas if you're not paying people, people get mad. You know what I mean? So that's the dilemma I have of the race against time. So everything has to go perfect for another month and a half. If not, I'm fucked. You know, it's pretty much that's the way that I don't have a lot of faith. I like that line in Devil's Rejects. I keep my standards low so I'm never disappointed. And boy, is that ever a good philosophy. You know, it's not only one to live by, but it's one that'll save you a lot of stress when you just expect things to fail. Like a lot of my friends, they can't handle failure very well. I'll make a video just about that.